Bradshaw Almond. I'm the Modern Woman Guide to Sacred Wisdom, and you are joining me for a Tuesday Peri10k Shareathon. If you're just joining or tuning in, what Peri10k is we are a bunch of collaborative change makers and impactful entrepreneurs that gather together in a group or a mastermind, and we come together and really share our wisdom, our gifts, our beliefs, our talents to create a positive impact on the world. So you are joining a Peri10k Shareathon, which is a daily show that fluctuates right now between Periscope and Facebook Live. So welcome. Again, I'm Jen Bradshaw Almond. I'm the Modern Woman's Guide to Sacred Wisdom. And what that means is I'm an astrologer and energy healing coach. And if you're learning about us, you can learn about everybody who's in the Shareathon up above in the description. And you can join all of their pages and catch up. So if you're just joining us right here, the next speaker is Erica, and she has a 3-day home makeover challenge, which sounds amazing. But since then, you'll want to get caught up on Angela and Hannah. Hey, Hannah. And Elaine. They shared, and Amy, they shared some amazing things of why they do what they do. That's today's topic. So welcome to Peri10k Shareathon. And, you know, I'm an astrologer and energy healer coach. And I noticed that like some people were kind of like stumbling over what that means. So I just want to briefly dive into that for a quick second. And I'm a energy healing coach, an astrologer and energy healing coach that marries these two, that supports women to bravely face the transitions in life. So where there's overwhelming stress, they're able to really kind of subside that. I guide them through that overwhelming stress so that they can really be seen and heard in their own brilliance. And Elaine said something really brilliant. She said she was really deepening as she was on the track of doing what she did in growing her business as a business coach and leading to a 6-figure month, that she's learned more about intuition and energy and masculine and feminine. And that's my bailiwick. That's my expertise. Especially for entrepreneurs, because in this day and age, we often just push through things without checking in with what feels good. So, you know, why I do what I do, because it sounds like that's a really, really different thing to be talking about. And that's today's topic. And it really is buried and was birthed in my own personal story. I have been a go-getter, climbed corporate ladders, government ladders. I used to be a systems engineer for the federal government in the United States. And, you know, I could do it. I could climb that ladder. I could be successful as you want to deem successful. And, you know, I get what I was after as far as that achievement, that like top of the rung ladder, you know, not necessarily clawing my way. I was never one that was very mean about things. It was always about relationships. I always had this real gift of knowing what people were kind of thinking or what their emotional challenges were. But when I was in corporate and when I was in the federal government, every time I would achieve or get the corner office or get what I thought I wanted, it still left me very overwhelmed, depleted, like sacrificing my time, all my resources, energy, space, love, money, my relationship in my first marriage, you know, and it wasn't until, and as an astrologer, I talk about Saturn cycle. It was my Saturn return where I was completely disconnected. I was disconnected from my body, my mind, my family, my everything. Like I was not here, and I was the heaviest weight. And I know we've talked about health is wealth, and that is really where I got started. At that point in time, when I was going through my Saturn return, it was really dramatic. My mother was passing away from cancer. My husband was having an affair with my best friend, and I really had to pick myself up. And I wasn't putting myself first. I wasn't taking care of my own needs, and that's my own personal lesson. And so what I did was I really found refuge in health and wellness, and I lost a lot of weight because I was always an overweight child. And then I was overweight child, and then I actually learned. I became a personal trainer after I lost a lot of weight and working part-time as a personal trainer, getting a holistic health certification. That really got me on the path of health and wellness. Now, what I really thought at that point in time, my mission was as a caretaker was to do that. And it not necessarily because you see me now as an astrologer and energy healing coach, because what I discovered as I went through the physical body, everything that I was experiencing physically was manifesting because of my emotional body, my energetic emotional body. And I talk a lot about this, about moon signs in astrology. Now, I really believe I started to kind of unfold as I began doing my yoga teacher training and learning about the chakra system and going down this path and literally following what felt good to me and that my body was actually pain-free. Then I began to unfold that really it is what we feel that is what cultivates around us, what co-creates with us in this world. So if it doesn't feel good, don't do it, which is so funny because as a young child, as a military family, it was buck up and just go through it. Just put your big girl boots on and just plow right through it. And if it doesn't feel good, suck it up. No pain, no gain. That was the saying. And that was the belief. And it's not true. And we're finding that as individuals right now, that we really need to employ our intuition and that the senses around us. I've had conversations like with my chiropractor and whatnot, and it's the fact of managing inflammation is what keeps us healthy. That's from a physical perspective. Well, the same is true about our emotional well-being as to why we do stuff. Managing our stress level, managing our anger, managing our sadness, our grief, our doubt, our fears, knowing all of those, understanding all of those. I use astrology and I also use an energetic remedy called flower essences to help navigate it out. Yes, you're listening to your gut. Gut, I think, is a little bit more masculine, and I really help women because often we have been plowing that corporate ladder as if we are a better man, and really we're not men, we're women. And each individual has both energies that are masculine and feminine. And so we need to really employ what is our own strength. And really, when I got my start in personal training and health coaching, I began to see the individualization of everybody. Not only are we individual to our DNA, even twins, our DNA, but also cosmically from emotionally. Our natal chart is our cosmic DNA. So there's a lot of individual things. That's why I work with people on an individual basis in that sense to really hone in their own gifts, their brilliance, what they want to get through. And it changes over time. It's all timing. It's all secular. As you up level, like what Elaine was talking about in business, as you up level, new devil. So what are you revisiting? What are you seeing? And so it is a mindset. It is a mind and heart. And I think of the heart as our emotion connection, that we really have to employ both of these. And it really is whatever you can dream up of is what you can create. Like my mom used to always tell me that whatever I put my heart and soul into, I could do. And at the time I wanted to become, it was funny. I'm an astrologer. I wanted to become an astronaut. Really weird. And I wanted to go to space camp because back then in the 80s, space camp was a movie. And I wanted to go. Well, again, mind you, I was an overweight child, so I probably wouldn't have been able to do some of the physical things that those children were doing down in Texas at space camp. So it wasn't for me. It wasn't that much of a heart, like my heart wasn't in it. I just thought that's what I wanted to do, be amongst the stars. And I technically these days am, to live out what I believe. Cause I always see I'm just watching the time. I'm always seeing the greatest potential in every one of my clients, people I meet on the street, people I talk on the phone with, and I always see their potential. I just come from this real big place. And when I see that, I've had to learn to kind of step back and not offer help or support or guidance if that's where they're at. And I meet them where they're at. And yet when somebody does come to me and they're going through that life transitional phase, then it is where I guide them to help them get through the emotional pain, the limitations of the mind, the physical pain. And I do it from a place that is a little non-conventional, but equally as powerful as we get into the season of energetic medicine, which as many of you may know, when Dr. Oz talks about it, he was talking about it 10 years ago, that energy medicine is the way of the future. And hey, it's 10 years later, we're in the future. So that's why I do what I do. I'm actually going to kick it over to Erica. She is up next. You're going to want to find her link. And tomorrow they're back on, Peri10k is back on Periscope. And then Thursday, we're back online with Facebook. And so you're going to want to just kind of keep watching us. Look for the hashtag of Shareathon or Peri10k. And I really hope to see you soon. And for all of you just joining us now, have a wonderful, wonderful day and catch up in those links above. Love you all. Bye.